Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we are going to be having a look at In Theory, because it's in theory. But first, we're going to kick off with something special. Unfortunately, I can't play the video clip. I'll explain more. But this is from my dear friend, awesome musician, Darren Daniluk. This is his brand new single for The Cage in Your Head. Let's do it in the rain.
my death. In my own words, with my last breath. If I no longer can find a sunny day, I just wanna live this world. Live the world, live this world. I just wanna live this world. Live the world. I just wanna live this world. Live the world. I just wanna live this world. Live the
Oh, hell yeah. Doesn't get better than that to kick off Monday morning here on How to App on iOS. Darren Dunluck and The Cage in Your Head. And that's his brand new single. It's out now. It's dropped. He's signed to a label, and rightly so he should be. And let me bring up this for you. Here we go. So it's available on Bandcamp. There's a link, pinned comment. If you click on the Songwhip link, there's a Bandcamp link on that as well. But it is available now on Bandcamp, so go grab it. Now, I just want to be clear. I didn't play the video clip today because I reached out to Darren just before the show and was like, after watching the clip, I'm like, I have a feeling this has got a claim on it, or a few, because it looked like there was some clips in it that may be claimed. Anyway, there were 2 claims on it. So I was just being safe. As you may know, there's some weird shit going on with playing some live clips on streams. It blocks your channel. So I just had to be safe there and play the song. But the clip, go and click the link at the top to Darren's channel and check out the clip, because it's wicked. It is wicked. It's brutal. It's dark. You know, hey, man, it's about dark subject. It's about suicide. It's a hardcore song. And a lot of people aren't going to understand it. But I think it's a topic that, you know, we should be talking about, because it's happening. People are feeling low. And I applaud Darren for tackling this stuff. And the album's coming. I'm pretty sure I've heard the whole album. I'm pretty tight with Darren, and I've heard it as it's been coming along the way. It's sick. It's a really cool album. He's got his own style. Doesn't sound like anyone else. It's got this black metal, rock, orchestral sound. It's the cage in your head. It's what it is. Check it out. It's wicked. I can't praise it enough. If you're watching this, Darren, love you lots. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS. And yes, you may be seeing this for the first time, and I've lost all my hair. If you are, it's still here. It's just short. Because I was carrying around a lot of fake dreadlocks. And now they're all real. And now they're all light. Now I can sleep properly without waking up with feeling like my brain's hemorrhaging. But yes, so we've got a cool week ahead on the show. Lots of really cool apps to look at, including today's one, which is In Theory by Cem Olcay, who I see who is here in the chat. Want to welcome our War Warriors for $1 a month. You can become a War Warrior and you get custom emojis. And we do fun shows every now and again, like this weekend just gone. We did a 80s quiz on the channel. And I'm sure we're never going to hear the end of it. But Cold Acre won. And look at this wanker. That's Champ Chili Butt to you. This guy's never going to stop talking about his win. He won the quiz. So there you go. There's that. And also you can become a patron. If you didn't know, where every weekend I master your songs. For $1 a month, you can sign up to Patreon and send in a song a week, and I'll master your song for you. And it's good times. I mastered a song this week for... who did we do songs for? For Wolfstone Studio and for Dan Ekberg. So they'll have songs coming out soon that I mastered on the Patreon. So it's worth your while to join that up. Let's say hello to all here in the chat. What's going on, Falcro and Thomas Christ, greatest moderator of all time, Audible Video, Cold Acre, La Reality, what's up, Cem Olcay, what's going on? Good to see you. And Jenny Jolivet. And Joe Glenn, hello. Barry Glenn, hello. Let me make sure I've got as many people as I can find here. There's Greg O'Sullivan, who recently become a Patreon as well. So good to have you. Mateus, how you going? Good to see you. Make sure I've got everyone. Brad's probably watching in the background. So hi, Brad. Hi, Brad. He's always lurking. Brad's the lurker. Brad's the big, we call Brad Big Winner. It's things are turning up Millhouse for Brad. Brad won a drum machine yesterday on a channel on YouTube. He won a fucking drum machine. Can you believe it? Hey, Princess Hobbs, what's going on? Brad won a drum machine. Unbelievable. Brad's the winner, man. He's the winner. Alrighty. Let's jump over to, where do we need to go? We need to go over here. Price drops. Boom. Terra Pro is on sale for $9.99. Why is it on sale? They've just dropped an in-app purchase as well. A new oscillator, which is cool. So when you pay for Terra Pro $9.99, there's 2 in-app purchases currently available. Both of them $9.99 US. So that's something we'll probably look at soon. Different drummers, $1.99. 4 Pockets have 4 apps currently on sale. MIDI layers, sideband remix, Helium, visual EQ, Bleece Sample Wiz 2's on sale for $14.99. Yes, it is based off the Eurorack, that new update on Terra Pro. Talking about Eurorack, we're going to be talking about kind of today as well. Sampletron's still on sale. Dude, if you had, guys, people, folks, MBs, whatever you want to call yourself, this thing, 99 cents, get on it. I bought it the other day. It's good. Get it. K7D tape delay. Get it. It's 99 cents. Trust me, I haven't done a show on it, but do yourself a favor. It's 99 cents. It's wicked. It's really good. Cubase is on sale. Anyway, today we're looking at this. This is called In Theory. It's an interval keyboard by Cem Olcay. Works amazing with these other apps. And I'm going to try and make some things with it today and explain what it is. It says here it's $4.99 at the moment. I think that's normal price. $4.99 USD. A good deal. Good deal. K7D is just wicked. I didn't even realize how good it was. I just bought it for 99 cents and loved it. Alrighty, so shall I open a project? I made a project last night on here, and then I went and made a project on my other iPad, and I'm just going to open with this one because this is a lot of fun. So another kind of generative, kind of Eurorack kind of keyboard. It's Cem, man. He makes cool apps. And you never know what you're going to get with these apps. You can create music that will just come out of the blue and shock you, but it's all theory-based, and it always comes up smelling roses. It's pretty hard to fuck up any kind of music, although I may. I may fuck it up. So what I tried to do here was make this weird jazz thing. So I've got a soft drummer running by itself. We've got a BS16i running here, 2 pianos, and we have In Theory sitting here. And then what's controlling In Theory, we have Cem's other app called ShiftBud. That's sending some messages to In Theory, and then we have Zoa doing its own thing. So I don't know, every time I hit play on this, it starts different. So that's the beauty of this app. I don't know how this is going to sound. Let's do it. I guess I need to do that. There we go. Oh, that's enough of that frivolity. So, good times. I don't know what the hell I was doing there, but it's good fun, and that's what making music is all about. So, what is this thing? What is this thing all about? I'm going to clear this out of here because I've got another little project I can show you a bit later. Let's grab this. So this doesn't make any notes. This isn't an instrument or anything like that. It is, as we talked about last week when I did a show on AUv3s and Interrupt Audio, this is an AUv3 MIDI. So you open this up and all it does is send MIDI notes. But it's also a piano controller at the same time. So it's a piano that you can play, but it doesn't make any sounds. You've got to send it to other instruments. So for us to create an instrument in here, so it's not going to work in something like GarageBand because of GarageBand's limitations, but things like Cubasis, AUM, Nano Studio, every other door except GarageBand. Just forget GarageBand. It's never welcome to the party. So if I load up just a pure piano in here to keep it simple, show you what's going on, then in the little MIDI section here, we're going to look for, in theory, and I need to send, so we're doing a MIDI output. We're sending MIDI out over to the pure piano. And now that is connected. And let's open this up nice and large and show you what's going on. Okay. So like all of the Bud series of apps, and there's many of them, if you'd like to go back through my videos and just, I think if you just typed in like Jade, Starr, and then Bud, it would probably come up with all the Buds. Because, yeah, this is, even though this isn't a Bud app, it still looks like a Bud app because it's Cem's app. So, what is it? If we move our mouse over here to start, this is a new thing that was added in a recent update. We have a scale here, yeah? So you see at the top, we've got the scale of C, and the key of C, and we've got a scale of major. We can change the key to whatever we want, flats, sharps, all good there. We'll leave it at C at the moment. Plus, you have a plethora of scales to choose from. So many scales, I don't even think half of them exist. They're not even real. Maybe in another reality. So if we change this to a minor, you'll see these have changed. So watch again quickly. Let's go from a minor to a major. That's what Rolf Harris said. Anyway, so you can see those changed within this scale. Now, if I hold over these, and if I keep going, you can see in the middle here, we're going up. So we're at 6. Now we're at 7. And the same, if we go back down, but we can skip and jump across. And you can see it's still going down. I'm not following the whole circle. So if we go from an A over here to E, and then to C, and then to B, you can see it's dropping down to a B3. If we go to F, D, down to B2. So it moves up the scale as you go around in a circle. Quite clever. And down the bottom here, we have the same kind of thing. So we've got we'll bring this back up to scale, up to 4. Yeah. So now we're on C4. You can see there's a C there and there's a 4 in the middle. Now let's take a look at this keyboard down the bottom. So 0 means whenever I click this, it doesn't move. It just keeps playing the repeat note. Whatever we are on here will play the repeat. If I hit a +1, it will start moving up the scale every time I hit it. So you should be well able to assume that if I hit the -1 repeatedly, we're able to go down. And again. So assuming that, yeah, knowing that now, we should be able to assume if we go to the +2, we're going to be moving up 2 intervals in the scale. Same as down, and 3 intervals, pretty cool, huh? So now we're back at C4. Now you can control this with your keyboard as well. So if I go over here and set this up with MIDI input, and I want to connect my Arturia keyboard to this. So now if I jump over here, it should be, where are we? Did I do the right thing? Just make sure. We've got that. Oh, that's going out. What am I doing heading out? We want input keyboard. So we should be middle C on the keyboard. So 4. And it works exactly the same way. So on the middle C, it's going to keep repeating the note. So now if I go down to the key next to it, right? So we got, let's get back to our middle C. There we are. There's our middle C. I'll zoom in for you there. So, and the key next to it is the plus, +1, +2, +3, +4, then -1, -2, -3, -4, right? So that's how that works connected to a keyboard. So you can do that. Now you can also bump up the amount of keys on here. So if we head over to our settings, you can decide to have a range much wider than that. So we've got currently set 4, and I can take this all the way up to 9. So once I hit done now, we've got a much wider range. So now if I hit a 9, we're going to go down 9 intervals, yeah, or up 9 intervals. So you can start to imagine the kind of crazy shit we can get if we're running something else controlling and sending MIDI notes to this, because it's sending MIDI notes to this and it causes havoc, or it doesn't, or it causes absolute beautiful chaos. Lovely. So not only that, but we have the ability here to add chords in here. So currently, you can see down here, we've got this middle one, and we have an octave, a plus octave and a minus octave. Yeah. So lower and higher octave. If I depress this and now hit here, there's no sound. So you won't get any sound until something is clicked along here. And I can create chords just focusing on the center. If I hold down a 1 and a 3 and a 5, let's just do that. And now we hit the 0. We've got chords. Yeah? We can add a 7th. So you've got the full range. You can go here to make your interesting chords. Plus, as I said, you can add a higher octave. So we could take out this 6th and put a 7th on a higher octave, and maybe a 3rd on a lower octave. And then we get things like this. And you could go crazy and just fill it full of stuff. Even stuff that doesn't even make any sense and get... But you have the power to do that if you really want to. So there's all that. It's pretty wicked. So you can set all these chords in here, and you can see when I hit that chord, it's telling you what is being played here. So you're getting an idea what is happening up here. Hi, Capsulam. So you've got a C, C4, E4, G4, B, so B5. Pretty cool, huh? And like all of Cem's apps, you can create patterns. So if I like this chord pattern here, I can copy this. So down the bottom here, see this little one next to me? See that? Right there. I can hold down on this And see, it pops up with a little copy thing. And I can copy that. And then I can go over here to this little plus and I can paste this in. Oops, let's go here. Did I copy it? Copy. And I can go over here and I can paste it in. So I can paste in different patterns, yeah? And then I can bounce between these patterns. So if we just play this C here. And these patterns can be controlled using CC10 on your MIDI keyboard. So if you're playing a song, you can just hit CC10 and it'll switch between the patterns. Pretty usual stuff. Let's jump over here now. You can decide to set an octave, so between an octave. So you can set a minimum octave. We've got it set for -1. I can go up here and set 2. You can bring this down to 5. So once it goes past, see, we've gone past the octave now. And now when I hit, we're not getting any sound. So you can decide. Once we go, and now I'm hitting and it's stopped because we've set a minimum octave and a maximum octave. We've got some other MIDI controls here. So as you can see, to change patterns, it's set to CC10. You can change that if you want. You can set your MIDI channel in, MIDI channel out, interval MIDI channels, interval CCs. Lots of options to play around with. There's a lovely tutorial here. Did I open this up in another app? There we go. So there's a tutorial. I don't know what happened there. I think you've got to, do you have to do it in here? There we go. There's a tutorial. So welcome to Music Theory. In theory, it's an interval-based MIDI controller, so you can sequence with MIDI. You just got to touch on the little writing to get through this. You can play through notes in the scale with the keypad. 0 button in the middle represents the current note. +1 plays the note after the current note. +2, so we've covered all that. The minus does the opposite. You can play additional notes in the scale by creating chord voicings. You can also create chord voicings with the notes octave below, octave above. And you can change the scale. We covered that. Patterns, we've had a look at that. And all the extra settings in there. So you can configure your keypad range. We covered that. And so it doesn't produce sound. We covered that. And there's your, you can control yep, we've done that. All good. You can trigger chord intervals with MIDI CC. The CC values between 0 to 62 toggles the chord intervals. And I'll show you how to do that as well with one of Cem's other apps. So let's close out this standalone version. Come back over here. All right. Just going to jump back in here and we'll change. I will leave that there like that one. Go back over to pattern number 2. So yeah, and the patterns, see, while we're in pattern 1, if you look at the settings for pattern 1, we've got full access to the range of the keyboard and plus the octave. The minimum maximum octave is set to -1 to 9. But you'll notice if I jump over to pattern 2, it maintains the different settings. So with each pattern, you can have different settings, which is great, really cool for creating lots of different stuff. So now that we've got a piano in here, and I'm just going to change this piano sound a little bit, we can use one of Cem's other apps to start controlling this. So we open another app here in the MIDI section, and I'm just going to type in Bud, because here are all the Bud apps. And we'll use Shift Bud first. So this is Shift Bud. And what I need to do, hi Mix Club, is send this output to In Theory. So we're going from this into In Theory, and In Theory is going into the piano. We have a nice chain set up. And what we can do is, now this is already set to a C major, the same as what we have set on the In Theory. So in theory, if I just hit play now, this should send information to this, to send information to this, and then we should get something completely random. Like that. We can randomize the velocity here in Shift Bud. So it's going crazy. And what we can also do is you can see these notes are being sent through from here. They're being generated here, and they're sending it through to this Euro rack style keyboard that is creating the random craziness over there. We can change the speed over here. Hi, Kim. I got your email. We can slow this down now. Let's slow this down to like half. We're going to change the minimum maximum octave here. Hi, Joe. Or we can speed up the rate of this. Shift Bud's maximum to 3 to 4. Let's do that. And we can slow this back down. So it's really interesting. Let's stop that for a second. If I open up something like Zoa, right, and create something underneath this, just watch the difference. So Zoa over here, which will just generate random stuff. If we go to a C major and we just send one of these, I don't know, we'll do like a quarter, and we send one of these out to the same piano, it gives it something underneath it. So now when we hit play, and again, you can change these intervals. So now we're just running with a single note. So hopefully you're getting the idea of how this works. So you could use this with other things as well. We'll skip this. We'll get out of that. We'll get rid of that one. We'll try another Bud app, like Poly. We could try Poly, and we'll connect Poly to In Theory. And now I don't know. We'll go in here and do something like this, and we'll go into random, do some random stuff here. We'll just use 4 and maybe 1 ratchet. But you get the idea of how you can control these things. So what I'm going to do now is open up something completely different instead of just piano, and make some weird. Let's get really weird, shall we? Let's get really weird. We'll clear this out of here, and hopefully I did bring this across. So what I've got going on here to explain. So we just showed you pretty much the same setup. I've got an in theory here. We've got 3 of them actually. 1, 2, 3. And we've got a shift bud controlling one of them. We've got a poly bud controlling the second one. And we have a poly bud controlling the third one. And we've got a whole bunch of wild effects on here to create some crazy horror stuff. BS16 with a music box. We got a tinkling bells and a drum kit. And let's see what this does. So much randomization here that it's just wild. Let's hear what happens. Maybe. So as you can see, I've discovered a real good use for it, making my favorite kind of music. Really awesome for making randomized, ambient, soundscapey stuff, especially with I don't think I get the polybud. The channel isn't playing. Polybud, you've got to send it to the right place. As you can see here, how I've got polybud going. Let's mute these. Let me show you. Take these out. So we're currently just using, should just hear this one now. Is that right? I don't know. There we go. So for this one, we have running through here like these trinkling bells. Let me take off all the effects so you can hear what's happening. All right. And we've got polybud here. I'm running just some random notes. So we've got F4, B, A3. We can add more notes here as well. So we can add more notes there. I'm running some randomization on these. And I've got some ratchets happening as well. So that's all I've really done. I've got this set to 1 bar. And this is going out into In Theory. That's pretty much it. And I took, so there we go. You can see those being played. Now when we add these effects back in, which I'm running magma dials, which we're looking at tomorrow, and AB vortex. So let me just save this as it is. And there are other things you can do too. So if I take this out of here, let's just pull all these out. I'll show you something with another Bud app you can do. Say we've got In Theory here. And we'll add another Bud app here. Let's add in, let's add Shift Bud again. And I'll show you what else you can do. So if we send this Shift Bud, this particular one, to In Theory, to that last In Theory, in here, instead of choosing the notes that we're sending, we can actually send CC values. Right, so if we change this to, see here we've got up to 127. If we go down to 62, 62, so 0 to 62, I'm going to take this ramp down to 0. This will get a bit crazy. Bring this down to here. And if we hit play now that it's connected, watch what happens to all these notes. Or did I do it right? Yeah, look. See all these notes are being added? So not only is this one sending notes to the keyboard to play, so this Shift Bud is sending notes to play on the actual keyboard. This one is sending MIDI CCs to fill in these chord intervals. And it can get fucking really hair-raising, let me tell you. So if we take that out, this down here, you can see there's nothing more being added. So now we can start removing some of these. but it can get absolutely and utterly hair-raising. So if we bring this back in, it's now sending these MIDI notes. And if you want to clear them all really quickly, you can just do that. Now we're in the wrong scale for this as well too. This was supposed to be an E minor, I think. There we go. That's better. So another winner from Cem, another one to add to the list. And I think what's beautiful about all of his apps is you can connect them all to each other. There are all these building blocks that you can connect to each other and generate. So when you go through his apps, where are we? Let's just jump over. We'll leave this playing low. And I've nearly covered every one of his apps. So, you know, you need to go back and have a look at them. Nearly all of them interconnect with each other. So here they all are here. You've got TextQuincer. So TextQuincer works as well. I played around with that the other day. Polybud and ShiftBud, ScaleBud, MelodyBud. So they'll all connect with each other and create really fascinating outcomes. That's what's really wonderful. Do I have all of them? Nearly all of them. I've got this one, I just don't have it installed. I don't know why. Here we go. So, we love Cem, we love his apps. They're great fun, great for creating ideas, and like this, at first I was like, you know, I created that little jazz thing at the start, and then was like, how do I fit this into what I like to make? And yeah, then last night I sat on my other iPad in bed and was trying to create something scary. And this is what came out. And this is the stuff that makes me happy. So, awesome stuff. $4.99 on the App Store. Do you need it? Is it something you need to add to your arsenal? I can't answer that question for you. That's up to you. I'm only here to show you some ideas and things you can do with it, because apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need them all. You just need the ones that will help you make the best music that you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? As always, that's what I'm saying. So thanks, Cem, for being here as well today and hanging out and creating great apps for us to generate cool sounds and music and scapes and whatever it is that you're making. Tomorrow, folks, we are jumping over, and you saw a second of it here in that little description, or that little piece of sound, sonic weirdery. But tomorrow we're looking at this, Dials. This is Audio Thing's brand new app in collaboration with Heinbach. This has been out for a while on PC and Mac, and now it's finally on iOS. So we'll be looking at this tomorrow. Good stuff. So hopefully you can tune in for that. I am now going to bid you farewell. And yes, Princess deserves a medal. She stayed here for the entire time. What the hell is going on? Cats and dogs living together. It's the end of the world. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's probably going to end up outside my house and kick my door in. Yeah, but I'm going to dump you all over to Pete Johns' channel because he's got another weekly installment of Your Music Live, and he'll be playing your music. You know what I'm saying? So if you'd like to go and do that, the option will come up at the end of the stream to send you over there and go listen to people's music. Don't forget the pinned comment up the top, Darren Dunluck. Go support him, man. He has put so much effort into that new album, that new song that's been released, and the new album, Sick. So go and check out Darren's music, Cage in Your Head. It is absolutely wicked. I can't tell you how much I love Darren Dunluck's music. And that's it. Remember, folks, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes will make you better. And you know what? We'll all rise together. Take it away, Mamsie.
We'll all rise together.
See ya.
'Cause you make me shine better. And we'll all rise together. You make me shine better. When the night is cold and lonely, we all shine together.